9 o'clock at night. It's finally cooled down to 82 degrees. And there's the moon. The phone does not do it justice at all, even zoomed in. It looks way bigger in person and a lot better color. I just thought I'd show that I haven't done any evening shots in quite a while. The phone does, however, do some justice that way because the colors in the phone are way more than what there is in person. Almost one of those things where it's almost comfortable enough to go start doing something, but at some point I got to get some sleep too. So hopefully get up in the morning early and get something done over there. Good morning, Cowboy and Sapphire. Got you. Yeah? Be nice. It's because you like her that much. I kind of like her too, but not the same way you do. Oh yeah, don't forget Sapphire's mommy. Hi, Ruby. I was going to try to figure out who got bread the other day. She doesn't have the right marker on her neck. So it's the other one with the right eye pigment. I don't know which number she is anyway. So, and dang, the yard light stayed on till 5:30 this morning. Wasn't that long ago. It was off at 5. No tripping me. Last thing I want to do is end up face first in there with them. I mean, not that they would try to hurt me, but they would. They wouldn't do it on purpose, though. It's just that if they trip me and I fall in there, it's going to spook all of them. And then it's going to be like tying myself on a set of railroad tracks with 10 trains coming at once. Okay. Get them fed and get back in the shop and get something done. I knocked the slag off there and hit it with a little grinder. Put a 36 grit on it. The only 36 grit I got, by the way. It doesn't look too bad considering. This one I could get to easier to cut. I was doing it from that side. That one, I was kind of standing in the middle of it trying to cut it. It ain't too bad. Where it started screwing up, it wasn't blowing through, so it started blowing up. And got down here and made a channel, and that's why I had that edge that didn't get cut. This side did the same thing, but it was clear down here. Right about here is where it started channeling out. And got to here and it blew out the bottom and left that little strip. And I'm not sure what happened there. Other than the fact that, like I said, I was on that side. And of course the quick hitch was still on it. And I was just reaching at arm's length. But we're going to throw a little paint on it. Well, that was what I did this morning. And Ty got here, she ended up running the jack for me. Not sure about their setup here. And I have no idea how to get this out. It feels like there's roll pins in, but this has to move like this, so there may be a slot. And it may still be a roll pin, but it's inside that tube. Polished this shaft duct with emery cloth because it did not want to move. Soaked her down with fluid film and got it to move. And now, yep, there's going to be a grease zerk right there. So then we're going to find out if it'll lift. And I still can't figure out why we couldn't raise it with the cylinder when we were trying to get it off the lowboy. Because it was down, it was not up, it wasn't, no idea why. But cylinder seems to move full stroke. We found that yesterday. it just wouldn't lift it up off the stop. But keep in mind, when we took it off the low boy, there was a person on each tire, actually two of them on one. And they lifted it up as far as they could, and then I put the pin in the collar. So that may have been above the capabilities of the cylinder. I don't know. That's the thing I come up with, because, I mean, we had it moving full stroke yesterday. Of course, it was all the way up in the air, and it wasn't hitting to lift it off. And while we're messing here, that's the broken bolt. And that one, I got a feeling it's probably broken because it's kind of on an angle. We're going to see if we can get that fixed. Because lifting it, I mean, granted out here is not the same as in there. But lifting it out here, I could see everything kind of flexing a little bit, probably because that bolt's broken. So I'm going to tap a hole and put a Zerk in. Then hopefully that won't be an issue again. Oh, greased and moving way freer than it was. I've not gotten to those bolts yet because Ty got started on this. Get down here. Looks good, don't it? I mean, grease is clean, but, and somebody been in here because it didn't have any gasket anymore. It was just gasket maker. As clean as grease is, I have no reason to believe that there's an issue. The only thing was in the cap around at this area was rusted, which is expected because condensation. So, fancy needle for the grease gun that Ty brought out here a week or so ago. It's long enough to get through this bearing into the void. And these are big hubs. They take a lot of frickin' grease. There is one full tube of grease in there that I put in, and nothing here moved. So we didn't even start to put pressure. And I'm going to leave it at that. These aren't something you want to take them out and pack them. I'm not sure the floor will hold very well when we start lifting this up. And she just found out we don't have any gasket maker in the service truck either. So I guess we make a trip to town. Yay. That one's a bit hard. It's hard here, soft there, but it ain't coming out, and there's not enough in there, I don't think, to do both hubs. So that happens to be a 3-ounce. Closest place is Hobo Freight, so Ty run in there. She's getting 2 of those, a black and a red RTV. I mean, RTV is RTV. They got to meet the right specs. And yeah, Becky's leaving. Mom decided she wants to go down and visit her friend in Albany. She wasn't sure yesterday, and she decided this morning that yes, she wants to. So that's what they are going to go do. Pack up a bunch of bottles and go for it. In the meantime, it's not even 9:30 and it's 80 degrees. Trying to get up enough to get in there and figure out what to do with those bolts. See the head of the bolt in the middle of the screen? That's the one going in where the broken one was. One above it's loose. Broken one was a grade 8, so I don't have any grade 8 flange bolts. But getting that in there's being very interesting. I got that far with a ratchet wrench. And I'm trying to get the air ratchet in here. That looks much better. Now I got to get a nut on it. I also got to get the other one out. Well, this side looks just as good as the other side. Since grease gun was half full, I put half in, I don't know, front or back, and put half a tube in the other half of it. That hub will probably hold 2 or 3 guns full, but you know, if you get the void too full and it heats up, you'll blow the seal. I was going to show you something. Let's stare at my arm for a second so I can hold the phone different. This cap was clean. The other one was rusty around the edge inside, but smear some grease on it. It ain't gonna rust. And the RTV, make sure you go around the holes. And no, I didn't put it all the way to the middle. It'll squish a little. I did put it pretty much all the way to the outside. Let it squish to the outside, because if you got good seal there, moisture can't get behind it. So now I got to put the phone down so I can put the bolts in and put this on. Then I'm not going to tighten them down tight yet. I'll put them in finger tight and take the 3/8 ratchet and just go to where basically 2 fingers and the thumb on the head of the ratchet is good and snug. And we'll let it set for half hour, an hour, and then tighten it down. That gives it a chance to, my opinion, gives it a chance to get stuck to both sides good and not just all squish out. And no, you don't hear the radio in the background. I said they were all out of the barn. Yeah, they were all out of the feed barn. They were all in the other barn. They ain't going out on pasture today. It's too freaking warm. I happened to look over here when I was getting bales from Clover by the Traveler. That's not hay stuck there, and it's not. And it is full. It is full of yellow jackets. I'm not going to get any closer because there's like probably 100 of them right in the hole. I'm going to, well, Ron will see this. Ron will know we got them above ground here. The other day he was driving tractor for Maury because they only had like one truck working, and he disked up a nest. I haven't seen one in the ground in years, but anyway, I don't know how long that one's been there. The bale that was there got fed to the yearlings, so where I just put that bale for them, it's just to the right of that, what's left of it. It was a face bale, so it was kind of fugly. So that's one that's going to require more than one can. And I'm not going to do it this time of day. I'll do it first thing in the morning or last thing at night. And I don't know if you heard when I was on the tractor, but Ty says, oh, the cows aren't in the barn now. Let's go do it. We'll feed the cows their bales first, then feed the yearlings. As soon as I started that tractor, they came out of that barn. Because I don't think any of them are going to go out there today. They have no want nor need to. They'd stay in here with empty feeders before they'd go out. It's freaking warm. It's about 90 degrees and it's not even 11:30. They ain't got much choice if they're going to eat. They got to be outside. But they were all in the barn until we were feeding. And I think Ty's pulling. What did I do with all the twine? What'd you do with all the twine? Are they empty?
There's no twine in them.
Okay, well that means we emptied it. I guess we don't have to empty this one. She says it's empty. So.
I'm not going to figure where the fuck.
That means the only twine we got left is on the back of Dad's old service truck. Yeah, God knows I don't want to have to go buy very much. Because $48 and change per roll this year for the big baler. The small baler is $38 and change for a box. Well, I don't know that we got enough to fill it, but we got some. Elsie's trying to cut the twine off that was tied down here. We're trying to make sure that the twine are going to the proper locations. At least they were nice to them too. Leaving that twine in the box. We just gotta pull it all the way through. Which I'm not gonna use any of that blue twine, so it's all gonna be a waste. But this is Nodder 3, that's Nodder 2, that's Nodder 1. They go to the bottom. Go up there and down. In the front, we got one that ain't through anything. The good thing is those holes, the only thing on the other side of them is a brush. Not that you can see, but there's a brush where they come through, and the tensioners are right there. There's where they go in. All three go through the tensioner, because those tensioners are a bitch to get twine through if it's not already through it. And she's down here cursing her butt off now, trying to figure out how they tied stuff. But she found me something. Look at that thing. Look at that. I went and turned the lights on, and she said it didn't work. And I came back in here, and I thought, I turned the lights back on. Came back, hit that switch, which turns that light on, and yes, it turns that one off. That's when this one comes on. It's the only time you need it is if you're working on it. You know, it's kind of like those only come on when the doors are open. I don't know how much longer we're going to survive this shit. 2 o'clock and 95 degrees, and the humidity has not gone down yet. It's still 40+% humidity. I know some of you are going, no, it's nothing. Yeah, it's more than enough for here. So, anyway.
Well, when you're menopausal, as bad as I am, fuck this weather.
I don't know if you heard her, but yeah, menopausal girls, she ain't liking this at all. Fat boy here ain't liking it either. But anyway, I was hoping to get twine in it. We'll see. The fun part's going to be getting it pulled through. And that looks like a nice frayed spot right there. Damn near cut clear through. All it's got to do is pull the other twine through. 2 of these had to run through those tensioners. And they were wrong down here. The other side was kind of the same.
And that one I gotta completely rerun, I think.
So now the fun part is I gotta make sure they're not tangled up here. And she's got to go back underneath. And I will tie this to the bottom orange one, and she will pull it through with it. But she still has to pull the blue one through, which is that orange one that's hanging. And then we'll have twine rethreaded into, well, not all the way in the needles, but through the tensioners down here and through those spring arms, slack arms, whatever the fuck they call them.
And then in the morning,
And in the morning,
I'll have to go up there.
then we do the ones that go through those holes, which go, follow those blue ones up and go up to the knotters themselves. Times when you really, really, really would like to meet somebody, not necessarily the previous owner,
I should be good this whole
but those that had the console on Espanol, so that they could hold on. Okay, try it. So that they could understand what the console was telling them. Because I'm sure they're the ones that, I mean, the other side literally, you only got 3 of them here. How do you make a braid? Crisscross 3 a few times. They were. The only reason it didn't cause an issue for them is because when they move, they're all 3 moving at the same time. And
Hey, but I at least got it to English.
if you got to get the console to English, I still got to figure out how to make the console do what I want it to do. Well,
Okay.
it has to train me.
You should have, hopefully, this orange one.
I should be number 6, which
Yes.
The other side is numbered top to bottom. This side's numbered bottom to top. 4, 5, 6 is the top.
Well, hopefully, because they fucked up on.
And that
they
is,
had 1 as 3 and 3 as 1.
And that is how we're hopefully getting it the way it should be. The reason I want it the way it shows on the diagram, here, I'll blow you up on it. There you go. See how they all run? Is because if it says 6, it goes to the nodder that this one goes to. If it says 1, it's the one on the other end. They're numbered from left to right as you're standing up there looking at the nodders. And if you have an issue with one, you could have say one of the knots between the balls gets caught coming through those, which happens. Well, number 4 lost its twine. Why did it lose its twine? You go looking, well, number 4 is fine. Number 4 is all the way through and where it belongs. I go to their side and look, maybe number 2 got hung up, but it's to the wrong one. That's what you get screwed up for. We're going to peek through because I'm not going to get on the floor and look. Well, I can hold you down. You can look. There you go. Every one of those arms has a twine through it. And the big mess on the floor all goes in the garbage can. Even over there. We have 2 and 3. We do the top one backwards. That's the one you lead with. Because there's a loop right there. Goes that one, then that one. And these all go this way because they go through the end. Same with that one. And then the fronts, I don't even know yet. But all 6 are now threaded properly to the bottom to go to the needles. One of those times where, say, you want to find the Mexican that did it. Show them what happens when you're on too much meth. You hurt yourself. Anyway, we're done. Ty's gonna go feed steers. I gotta go feed the dogs. And go find a cool spot because it's ridiculous. I am completely soaked head to toe. And we've had the fan running in here. And it's cooler in here than it is outside. Believe it or not. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you all had a great Saturday. You know what we're going to be doing Sunday morning? Yay.